hunting the paranormal with metal in their veins. No fear in their hearts as they break the chains of the supernatural. They will not rest until they face the demons, put them to the test.
What is up, everybody? We are back. We had to take last Sunday off because we are old and we went bigfooting on Saturday and we kind of beat ourselves up a little bit. So it's going to be a little bit of a different thing. So we are still in Montana. By the way, it's 8:02 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
You know where your cryptids are.
I know where mine's at.
Yeah, I had to fit that one in real quick.
Right.
So we're talking about a place in Montana known as Gunslinger Gulch, or Gunslinger Gulch. I don't think it's plural. And we're talking about that one. It's over by Anaconda, Montana, which has been a lot of the other places we've talked about because the old Montana jail was near Anaconda. No, it was in Anaconda.
Yeah.
Montana State Hospital was outside Anaconda. So now we're talking about another thing that's outside of Anaconda.
And that's a really good place, too. Hey,
it's definitely a place we got to go to.
Can we, by chance, turn that music down some? I can't hear you.
I'll just turn it off.
Yeah. I can't hear you, man. Sorry. Gunslinger Gulch Ranch. Fantastic place. I have been there. Fantastic.
Yes, so I've got a website up. We can read about it, then we'll talk about it because you've had boots on the ground, what, twice now? Twice? Once, twice? 3 times?
Been there once.
Once?
Just
twice?
once.
3 times a lady.
About a year and a half ago. Yep.
All right, so the article comes out of southwestmontana.com, and it's called Ghost Town Terror, Gunslinger Gulch. Paranormal encounters seem to be common throughout southwest Montana. The region's colorful history, one of immense fortune, and infamous characters has lent itself to becoming a hotspot of activity. Southwest Montana boasts a rich mining history. Hundreds of thousands came to the area as gold was discovered. While miners came to Butte in search of gold, it was the copper that kept the town alive. Butte came to be known as the richest hill on earth, moniker given for the immense amount of ore that had been extracted. The neighboring community of Anaconda came to be known as Smelter City under the leadership of Marcus Daly. It's no wonder, given the illicit activities in the mining west, that some may live in the area far past their death, and I think we all know what the illicit activities were. As we say on the Ghost Walk, bathhouse.
Right?
All right, so we've got a Travel Channel has a TV show called The Ghost Town Terror. Explores the haunting of Gunslinger Gulch, an 1800s ghost town and guest ranch located not 10 minutes from downtown Anaconda. The 6-part series aired on Fridays on the Travel Channel. It's available on Discovery Plus. It's an interesting TV show. I have not watched all of those. I think I'm only on 4 out of the 6.
I have watched, I think they've done 3 seasons. I've seen all 3.
You've seen all 3? Yeah, I'm behind.
Yeah.
I'm like way behind.
And I even met the owner, Karen. Yeah. We'll go later. Continue. Continue.
Article goes on. Gunslinger Gulch is an 1800s era ghost town turned guest ranch. Nearly 3 years ago, Karen Broussard, I'm probably butchering that, and her 3 children bought Gunslinger Gulch, a 52-acre property with 19 buildings in the Anaconda Valley. The buildings have been collected by a previous owner and brought to the property to create what can be considered a building zoo. Property features an old church where the family lives, a saloon, a brothel, bathhouse, a boarding house, a round cord cabin, jailhouse, log cabin, and more. The guest ranch offers on-site activities like horseback riding, mountain biking, and archery. Hey, you know what? You got me at all two. I don't know if my knees can handle mountain biking.
No.
In addition, the family has begun offering birthday party packages for locals as well as murder mystery-themed weekends. The property has a varied variety of lodging, allowing visitors to step back in time and unplug from their daily commitments. While small and large groups can be accommodated, and the ranch is open year-round. Year-round, I don't know if we want to do wintertime. Old wood buildings.
They are not. They are not open year-round.
They're not open year-round, so the article's not totally 100% correct.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. In a review of the property, Rob L. offers, I absolutely love this place. And the folks who run it are just wonderful people. We would highly recommend this little piece of history to anyone. It wasn't long after Broussard's moved to Anaconda from the Seattle area that unexplainable things began to happen. Throughout the property, the family would hear voices, footsteps, and meowing in addition to seeing full apparitions. As the energy continued to get stronger, Karen reached out to Tim Wood on the paranormal forum to get the ball rolling on answering her questions. Karen's inquiries and the amount of activity lent themselves perfectly to a new series on the Travel Channel called The Ghost Town Terror. April or October, Tammy says. Thank you, Tam. The Ghost Town Terror, Tim Wood, paranormal investigator, and Sapphire Sandalo, paranormal researcher, team up to explore Gunslinger Gulch and get answers for the Broussards. The first question they set out to answer is whether the property, the buildings, or the family is haunted. In episode 1, you get to know the family and a little more about the property as Wood and the Sandalo begin their paranormal investigation. The show goes beyond their personal experiences and is set up to learn more about the property, who has lived there before, and the different structures that were moved on site. Strong activity is evident from the beginning, and as the season progresses, the team expands to include Sierra Lamos, psychic medium, Scott Lolo, paranormal investigator, Lalla, Lala, I don't know.
Yeah.
Moving on. No, it's we're just a little bit out of practice. We had a week of just death, and we've got more weeks. We got another Squatch trip at the end of the month, and then we got another. We're going back to Pisco Home at the beginning of June. So back-to-back adventures out in the woods. So we got in episode 3, the investigation leads the team to the Dumas brothel in Butte. The brothel operated in Butte's red light district from 1890 to 1982, making it one of the longest continually operated brothels in the United States. Over the years, many paranormal investigators have explored the Dumas with countless reports of encounters and activity. Historian Ellen Baumler has written extensively about the Dumas brothel, the significance of the business in Butte, and the lingering spirits that call the Dumas home. You can read more about the Dumas in one of our Southwest Montana ghost stories. But we don't want to talk about Dumas.
Nah.
We want to talk about Gunslinger Gulch. Gunslinger Gulch, under different ownership at the time, was used at the creation of... Basically, they just used the church in Gunslinger Gulch for the video game Far Cry 5. And they set the game in Hope County, Montana, fictitious. And they used Anaconda as the live action behind the scenes. So, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we said, Senor James has had the opportunity to go. If you want to talk about all your experiences, why look up for those that are interested and want to stay. I look up the prices.
Yeah, the prices I'll tell you right now by their website are roughly $249 a night, and the Heidi and I, it was like a spur of the moment trip. she's like, "Hey, you want to go to this place?" And of course, you get it's from where we live. It's about a 12-hour drive. Okay, so we didn't show up until right around midnight, and actually, the owner's kids were really nice. They were up waiting for us when we got there. We stayed in boarding house, which is the first building uh, on the property on the right hand side. It's pretty much right across from the saloon. Um, it's really out there. So if you want to like go eat or anything like that, you literally actually have to go into town to eat. They don't have, continental breakfast, or they don't have, none of that stuff. It's if you want to get away for a weekend or a week or whatever, it is the perfect place. And if you want look for the paranormal, it's also a really good place. Most of their buildings are habitable. They have two, or at the time they had two that were not habitable. One was actually being renovated and fixed up. The other one, they call it the dugout. Yeah, that was kind of, just looking into it from outside looked a little creepy. But to be honest with you, with speaking with the owner, and then the owner's conversation goes with the TV show, Ghost Town Terror. The TV show made it out to be worse than it really is. We know how TV shows of this nature tend to hype things up for TV and make shit up. And they wanted to make it all evil, bad tasting. And I'm not going to mention the investigator's name because I'm not going to throw him under the bus. Yeah, we be not Zach Bagans. But that ain't the investigator. The investigator on the show for this, he was really hyping it up, making it seem worse than it really is. Yes, those buildings do have something to them. I can honestly say that there's something in those buildings. Yes, so like you read, all the buildings have been moved to the property. The family does actually live in the church, which when I heard about that on the show and then actually seeing it for myself, I'm like, holy shit, they actually live in a damn church. And from the time that the show aired until the time we went up there was one more building added, and I believe it was added for a movie that was going to be shot on the property. I think they call it the post office. It's in place. They also are pet friendly, by the way, people. If you take your pets with you, we had to take our dogs with us. But paranormal wise, you can feel something on the land, like elementals or something. You can honestly feel that. I had spoke with a former team member who's a psychic, and they had said that there's elementals on that property and to be careful. Walking around, I did sense something, but I couldn't place my fingers on it. When we were there, I did have some equipment, not much, mind you, just audio.
Basics.
Yeah, a K2 meter and a couple audio recorders. I had stuff going upstairs and where we were sleeping downstairs. And we were hearing, the usual things of old buildings creaking and things did wake Heidi up in the middle of the night. I think she said that she had seen or heard somebody downstairs with us. And of course, there was nothing on the audio recorders to substantiate any of that.
Right.
We went and talked with another person that was staying there. He was staying in the jailhouse, and that jailhouse looks sweet. I wish we could have had that when we were there. I mean, it's totally phenomenal. This guy drove a motorcycle from Chicago all the way out there. So on our last night there, I mean, there was, to be honest, there wasn't a whole lot of paranormal that we caught, but there was something. So this gentleman, Heidi, and myself, we went over to the saloon, and we were just sitting there, just talking, back and forth. They did actually have some alcohol on the counter behind the bar. Only a few bottles, and you know, it was. I wouldn't drink any of it. I'll tell you that. Some of those bottles look pretty dusty, pretty old. But we were sitting there talking, and we were doing an audio reset, an audio session, and we actually got a male voice laughing and talking, and I was trying to find that actual clip before we came on, and the version I have, if it's the one I think it is, it's not edited down to that point. It's a full. Yeah. I think we were in there maybe a half an hour, 15 minutes to a half an hour. So I didn't get it all the way edited down, but we did get some male voices. The gentleman that was with us, he was also taking a bunch of pictures, and he was getting some weird shit out of some of the pictures, and he had sent them to me, and I'm like, well, that one I can't explain, that one I can, that one I can't, this one, so I was kind of going back and forth.
Yeah.
So, some of it was just the way the lighting is, where he was taking the pictures. A lot of the pictures that were taken, I mean, Heidi and I took pictures of all the buildings because we wanted to see all the buildings. But when me and this gentleman were out walking and doing stuff, we were taking a lot of pictures of the post office, even though that was the newest building on the property. It had the most intrigue. It was something about that building, honestly, to me, did not set right.
Yeah.
Even though it was built for a movie. Can't explain it. Don't know. I mean, wherever we looked, I mean, how should I put this? One day we were looking around in there, nothing in there. Next day we were in there, there was a ton of dead flies. And that weren't in there. Yeah, it was really interesting. We couldn't necessarily say, okay, how all these dead flies just appear out of nowhere. I mean, there was about 100 plus. I mean, and being up in the mountains there, I didn't see any flies flying around on, product and stuff like that. But paranormal wise, the woods, some of the buildings, we couldn't go into all the buildings because they did have a good portion of them rented out.
Yeah.
They do have events for the paranormal. You could get a paranormal group up there and rent the whole place out and do an investigation. They'll let you do that.
That's something we need to do.
Just we told her we had our own team, and this would be something we were talking about doing, is bringing a team up and spend a week or whatever weekend and check the place out, and we could rent the whole place out and all that.
So you're saying we need to add this to the ever-growing list of places we need to go?
Why not? I mean, but
well, I mean, if we've talked about going to Anaconda anyway to see the state hospital, the old jail.
It's right on the line, yeah.
Start outside town, go into town, go uptown, then we can go out of town.
Yeah. But honestly, like I said before, the shows tend to make things out worse than they really are. When we were up there, we didn't feel anything bad, negative, or any of that type of stuff. We did feel, like I said, felt like something was there for sure. We did get a couple EVPs,
Yeah.
So Tammy says we need a tour bus. I think we'll need a couple of them. But my honest opinion, I don't think there's really anything negative.
Well, no, I mean it's a TV show. You got to boost those ratings. You got to
Exactly. But see that, and talking with the owner Karen, that actually hurt the business there, because who's going to want to actually stay there if all this bad stuff that they see on TV is actually happening?
Yeah.
And they don't know the truth behind what's actually going on. She had stated that she has lost so much business because of that. When she initially signed the contract to do it, they flipped everything from what they told her. They were going to do it one way, and then it ended up being a totally different way.
Jeez.
And so, like I said, I think it only went 3 seasons. She said after the 3rd season, she wasn't going to do it anymore unless it was done her way.
Yeah.
And so, and the ranch there is not her only. She works part-time at, I think, the prison. Her and her oldest son, I do believe they work part-time at the prison.
So basically everything is connected.
Connected, yes.
Because we love that. We love when things connect to each other in some way, somehow. We've taken our Old Town Ghost Walk. Everything has a connection to everything, and
Absolutely it does.
It's just a weird synchronicity with us. Is everything's got to connect somewhere down the line.
Yeah, for sure. So
I'm looking at their website here,
yeah.
and they have murder mysteries. One murder mystery just happened this weekend.
Well, and last month in mid-April, they had a paranormal event there.
Yep, tickets were $99 a person.
Yeah, man, you see, you can't beat that.
And they said they were opening up the bordello for the first time for investigating 7 buildings in total, small group rotation. That would have been fun. 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Or we just get a bunch of people together, rent the whole damn place out, investigate every building ourselves.
Absolutely.
Which is where that tour bus would come into place.
Well, and the best part is if you have a RV or camper, you can park it on the property there, or you can just get a tent and camp out there. You can do all that there on the property as well. You don't necessarily have to stay in those buildings.
Well, I'm looking at the buildings and the rooms they have available.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I don't mind sleeping in a tent out in Montana, there's a couple places I would want to actually probably just pay to stay.
Right.
So their rooms are $249 a night.
Did you see the jailhouse though?
Then they got the jailhouse, 2 double
phenomenal.
beds, 1 single bunk, 2 full bath.
Yeah.
They have the cordwood, 3 queen beds, 1 full bath. So these are big rooms, mind you, everybody. So it's not like you're just getting like a bed. It is 2 double beds, a single bunk. In the jailhouse, cordwood is 3 queen beds. The log cabin is 2 queen beds. 1 full, 1 full size bed, 1 full size bath. The boarding house, main floor, 1 queen bed, 1 full bath. Upper floor, 1 queen bed, 1 full bath. Brothel, as Tammy is saying, is nice. 2 queen beds, 1 full bath in the brothel. That could get interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, us and brothels. We seem to have better paranormal luck in brothels. Bridge Tender, Old Town, Big River Tap Room. technically is a brothel upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the place looks pretty cool. Oh, you got your murder mysteries, you got your ghosts. Coming up, they've got Murder at Deadwood Saloon, Murder Mystery Weekend, May 16th through the 18th. Ghost Hunt was already there and done and gone.
Right.
Let's see if I can find any more articles on here.
Let's see.
But the place looks like it would be a killer place just to go and stay, if nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get, basically, I'll just say it. If you want to unplug from society, this literally is the place to go. There's no TVs. There's none of that stuff. I mean, literally, while we were there, we sat out on the steps and BS'd with the owner and some of the other guests that were there. I mean, they do have plugins, so I mean, you could charge your cell phone or whatever. But you know, there's no TVs. There's no.
What? Is that a bad thing? Is that really a bad thing, though?
No, hell no.
To go to a ghost town out in the middle of absolute nowhere,
Right.
You've got the dirt roads, you've got the boardwalk steps. I mean, just to take that step back.
And the thing is getting there. When we were driving in there, we actually passed it. We had to turn around. We only went like a couple blocks past it, but from the road, it's just a long dirt road up to the property. So it's not literally right on the road. You're literally having to drive up a little bit, about half a mile or so.
Yeah. I did find another article from March 11th, 2025. So this year. Article is off of catcounty1029.com. So it's probably a radio station over there.
Probably.
And the article is entitled, Will You Experience a Spirit at Montana's Spooky Gunslinger Gulch by Michael Foth. I don't know. I'm butchering everybody's name tonight.
May as well.
It's all right. That article reads as follows. Most Montanians are familiar with our popular ghost towns. Bannock, Virginia City, Elkhorn, Granite, and Nevada City are well-known mining ghost towns. Some are state parks and are heavily visited by locals and tourists alike. There are also countless little ghost towns scattered across the central and eastern plains of Montana. Many of these are little more than crumbling foundations, marking the spot of a once promising community. He goes on with, I've lived in Montana most of my life, and today I learned about another ghost town. The Treasure State is now on my short list of places to explore. Gunslinger Gulch is located near Anaconda, Montana, and it's reportedly haunted. So that's what we deal with. There's a lot of ads on this page. If you believe in paranormal stuff, Gunslinger Gulch might be one of your best opportunities to experience something otherworldly. Travel Channel's The Ghost Town Terror aired an episode in 2023 featuring the Montana Ghost Town. Their synopsis is certainly spooky enough. Quote, when a Seattle family moves to a ghost town in Montana, they quickly realize they are not alone. Fearful that paranormal activity will derail plans to operate a guest ranch, they call in Tim Wood and Sapphire Sandalo to uncover the source of the haunting, unquote. They gotta make it a little bit more dramatic. Dun, dun, dun. Even if you don't believe in ghosts, Gunslinger Gulch offers a unique Old West overnight opportunity. The property has become a rustic Western getaway with accommodations that include a jail cell, a brothel, a log cabin, and others with the gorgeous Pintler Mountains to the west. Which would actually be kind of interesting. Anaconda, they talk about Anaconda a little bit. It's once home to one of the largest mining companies in the world. Anaconda was booming for decades. The towering smelter stack still casts a shadow of the vicinity. The town is full of an Instagram-worthy architecture and numerous Art Deco-style bars and buildings dot its main streets. I don't care about Anaconda. We covered Anaconda. More ants.
Yeah.
That was it? That's all you got for me, buddy? Come on.
I just had some. I just lost it. Damn it. Then let's see. Oh, yeah, nope, not that one. That's one I think you just dealt with. I was reading a different one. Arthur Jones.
It wasn't chaotic enough.
Okay, here's another one. Let me take a look here. This one is from the hauntjaunts.net. The Ghost Town Terror investigates haunted Gunslinger Gulch. What happens when you buy a ghost town that's really haunted? Well, it might depend on what kind of paranormal activity you have. The Broussard family ended up plagued by relentless, menacing supernatural activity that left them terrified and desperate for answers. I call BS. They did get help. We'll find out. Ghost Town Terror on, at that time, Travel Channel and then Discovery Plus. Gunslinger Gulch sits on the outskirts of Anaconda, a sprawling ghost town ranch made up of various historic abandoned buildings. So they weren't just brought over, they were just abandoned just for the hell of it. When the Broussard family answered the call of a new life in Big Sky Country, the opportunity to own the unique 52 acres. I didn't know it was that big. Holy cow. 52-acre property. They got more than what they bargained for. They soon discovered the ranch offered anything but the serene Montana lifestyle they were seeking. From day one, it was obvious their new property was alive with more than history and horses. Well, maybe you think. I don't know. If you're not used to that type of stuff. After more than a year of paranormal attacks, including unexplained scratches, apparitions, disembodied voices, and poltergeist activity, Karen and her family are distraught and in dire need of help. This is when they bring in the paranormal investigator, Tim Wood. He's the one I wasn't going to name earlier, but whatever. So Tim Wood and his research partner, Sapphire, came to their aid. They soon discovered the entire town has a disturbingly dark history and that an oppressive energy was taking over. I really want to know where they came up with that. Honestly.
Yeah.
Facing a particularly ominous situation, they call in backup. Psychic medium Sarah Lemos, who is immediately affected by negative forces, and Wood's longtime friend and fellow investigator, Scott D. Lala. All right. Their extensive investigation uncovers a heinous, unsolved murder, mysterious open ground pits, bone finding, alarming EVPs, and startling physical attacks. But most frightening of all be that of an evil entity may have attached itself to the family member. Now, what I found most interesting was the open ground pits, because I mean, I did walk the not all, obviously all the property, because I didn't realize it was like 50 some odd acres, you know. But I never saw any pits. Oh, Where did it all go?
You mean no open pit grave type things like we saw in our Squatch activity?
Right? Yeah.
That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah, no. Oh, hell. Here we go. Everything freaking disappeared on me here. Now I gotta bring it back up. God dang.
Hey, it's not our show without a little bit of chaos.
Right? Let me find out where I was at. Yeah.
Okay.
They're led on a windy, eerie hunt beyond Gunslinger Gulch and into the town of Anaconda and nearby Butte to a historic brothel and abandoned house, rife with their own merciless history. The team discovers these buildings have uncanny ties back to the ranch and the Bassards. So, the ties to the ranch and to the family. I'm not how it they relate to the family. I mean, if the family was originally up from Seattle,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, that could also be more just, trying to hype up the situation a little bit better. And, it was attached to the family. And the only way we're going to find out these things is just going to do it ourselves.
Yeah, may as well, right?
Have a Thanos moment. Fine, I'll do it ourselves. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the Anaconda area. I mean, besides the hospital, the jail, Gunslinger Gulch.
Right.
Apparently, there's the Copper Village Museum and Art Center in Anaconda. Has a unique history dating back to the late 1800s when it was built by Marcus Daly. It's a free museum. It used to be a city hall, fire station, and jail. And it's said to be haunted by dozens of spirits roaming the grounds. So we'd be busy. That would be like a week-long stay. And then apparently there's a Harp Pub and Celtic House Inn, also in Anaconda. Built in 1888, this two-story building housed many businesses over the years, including a brothel, of course, and a pool hall, which was once owned by Oscar Carlson. Oscar set fire to the building in 1849, determined to be its final owner before killing himself in the basement. Oh my God, why are we talking about the Hart Pub and Celtic House Inn? The owner tries to burn the place and murders himself, offs himself in the basement. But the fire was quickly extinguished, and now, years later, the building operates as a popular pub and inn, as well as a permanent domain for Oscar's tortured soul. Ask anyone who visits or works there. It's still Oscar's place, and he isn't afraid to make some noise to prove it. I think we gotta go. I mean, come on. Gunslinger Gulch sounds great, but nobody tried to burn down their establishment and off themselves in the basement.
No. The interesting thing is that it must have been maybe a month ago now. Heidi wanted to go back there for a weekend, and I'm like, I don't want to go for a weekend. I want to go for at least a week. I mean, come on. You can get some stuff done on a weekend, but you got to think about it. It's a 12-hour drive there, 12-hour drive back.
Yeah.
That's 24 hours right there. I mean, I want more time to check things out.
Yeah, and it's not like you're going to want to investigate when you get there after a 12-hour drive. I mean,
no, I mean, like I said, we got there around midnight, a little after midnight, something like that, But we're obviously having to stop quite often because we had our dogs with us, and you gotta take care of the doggies.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely another stop, definitely on the list to get back to do a proper, so to speak, investigation of the place, and maybe be able to get in to more buildings than the couple that we got. I mean, we got into the saloon, we got into the boarding house, and the gentleman that we were with, he was renting out the jailhouse. He let us come in there and take a look around. But Yeah, other than that, those were the only three buildings we got into.
Yeah, I mean, looking on the room pictures, any of them would really be fun to stay in. Really.
Oh yeah.
Then of course tack on the ghosts, and of course no TV, which means there's, if you're using a SP11, SP7, I mean, are you really going to be getting a lot of radio interference? If you're in a dead zone,
Yeah.
then anything you get, you can actually relate it to going, well, we don't have any reception whatsoever out here.
Exactly. And that's Heidi likes that K2 meter, and so she was having fun with that the whole time we were out there. Like, ooh, it's going off, but there's nothing to cut. There's only really one explanation for it to go off. You got no electricity or anything like that. What else is it gonna be?
Yeah. I do know that last year they were facing some financial hardships in 2024, but they were saved. They got the money they needed to fund the place. So everybody, let's try to help them out. Rent it out. You want a nice quiet weekend? Go on out.
Absolutely.
It's gunslingergulch.com. Gunslingergulch.com. Reserve a room. Go out. Take your special significant other. Look for ghosts. You're out in the middle of nowhere. You really love Westerns? Tell the ladies out there, if your man really loves Westerns, Gunslinger Gulch.
Yeah, just tell them we sent you.
Yeah, just tell them we sent you. I think they'll know more about it from you than from me. But
that's all right.
That's
okay.
I
sent you then. I don't care.
Yeah, these two guys on a podcast told us to come out here.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's.
I do know from time to. What's that?
Well, to discuss the everything's demonic, which always seems to be on the TV shows. Everything is demonic. Everything is a killer. Everything's out to get you. The aliens are here to kidnap you and take you away, and it's bad and horrible. And Bigfoot's going to take you up to his cave, and things will happen.
Right. I'm not going to sit here and say that everything that we go and investigate or whatnot is all, nice and good and behaving. I'm sure there's some things not we like. We know of one case in particular. But I just think it does this feel an injustice by all these shows and these people who quote make all this money to just deem everything as evil, negative, just so they can make more money.
Yeah, I mean, especially when it's
you're there to help people. You're there to hurt people. Not hurt people, but help people. Wow. You're there to help people and the situation they're in, and not, in a sense, help people, whether it's their private homes or a business. If it's a business, not make it worse to where they can't make a living, because now you've deemed it a bad place, negative, evil, to where people are not going to associate themselves with that place.
Yeah, well, we do have that one TV show host that's name is scrolling on.
That thing down there.
Everything is evil. Everything is a demon. It's all Here's the thing, people, and I've been doing this for 30 years. I know James has been at it for a lot of years. Out of all the cases we've been on, I think I've had maybe 3 cases of demons. In my 30 years, I've only had 3 cases where it was a demon. Ooh. But a lot of times it's nothing. It's, I
think for me it's just been that one.
Yeah, I've had 3 demons. I've had 12 residual hauntings, which just played out at like a tape recorder.
Mm-hmm.
But I can trace back and go, yeah, these are just a residual. That's just, it always happens at the same time. You can set your watch by it on certain days and full moons, but yeah, demons. No, I've only had 3. And the Tiger Demon House was the last one we actually hit.
Yeah, that was messed up. I don't want to see another one like that.
Yeah, let's just go with the nice, good ones. You know, the good, happy ones. I know for a fact, for everybody at home watching, we are coming out with a brand new thing besides the podcast here. Even it's kind of a play on the DBK name. Doc's Big Kilted Investigations. And what we're going to be doing is, I mean, we all know that James is part of Guardian Angel Paranormal Society. I'm DBK Investigations. But, you know, we all work together as a big, happy family. We work together with Paranormal Parkour a lot. There were other teams that we've worked with hand in hand. So the new Doc's Big Kilted Adventures, we are going to be going out, revisiting a lot of places, and kind of doing a better investigation. That show will also have a lot of footage of investigations that we never put out before because I never kind of put anything out. I just kind of hid it all away. So, like, I am working on the Moose Lodge investigation video, so that'll be out sometime this decade.
Nice.
So, yeah, and then, yeah, so that'll all be out there. It's all a new separate, I don't know if we're going to do that as a podcast format or just a YouTube special. So you'd have to tune into YouTube to watch that one. But yes, it'll, I know James and I have been talking about going back to Bayview Cemetery and visiting.
Yeah.
We're going back up to Masonic Cemetery to visit. There's also one out on the highway that we can go out and hit. Yeah.
The other one there?
Yeah, there's one out on the highway a ways. There's a legend of a ghost that likes to push people. His name is George. So,
okay.
So that might be one day we just do like a full day of cemetery runs, and because we can hit all 3 in a day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just, you know, get the team together, see what days work for them, and see what works for you, and definitely, yeah.
And I know there's one cemetery we have to go to.
Oh?
It's where Mother Hattie Lawrence is buried. We got to go straight to the source.
Right. Look at this. We're planning out our next outings right here on this podcast where we're supposed to be discussing Gunslinger Gulch. Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah. We're hyping people. That's the whole point right now is we're hyping. I mean, Gunslinger Gulch, I don't have a skeptic's corner.
I know I don't. I mean, I just wish I would have more time there. But at least I know for a fact myself that there's nothing negative there and that there is actually something there. I just didn't have enough time to really dive in deep to figure it out. If I would have had 2 or 3 more days, I probably would have been able to.
Again, that's another road trip we've got to take because, I mean, if we're going to go to Gunslinger Gulch, we've got to go to the mental hospital. We've got to go to the prison. Got to go try out this Celtic bar. I mean, how could you not want to check out the Celtic bar? Oh, yeah, the owner burned the place down, went in the basement, but they put out the fire before he took out the whole building. Wow, come on. That has got to be a vengeful spirit right there because his last will and testament was not honored because he wanted to burn the whole thing down.
Damn. Love it. Love it.
And as always, chaos reigns supreme.
Uh-oh.
Because that's what we do. That's the name of the game. So, we're probably gonna bounce out a little early. 'Cause, I mean, really, we got nothing bad about Gunslinger Gulch. We can't shoot it down. There's no skeptics corner today. Sorry, everyone. Oh, we can try. We can try. All right. Stay
All
at
right.
this corner. Well, since they moved all the buildings there, they're saying it's ghosts to attract more people.
But I could actually sit there and say that there is something in a couple of those buildings I know of. Now, the rest of the buildings, I don't know. I'll sit there and say they could just be ordinary buildings, just lost to time and just been found and brought there. Yeah, you had to put it up, didn't you?
Had to put it up. I tried. I tried my damnedest to be the skeptic and to shoot it down, and it's all a made-up thing. But now that's the thing is, what if the buildings were from a different place, a different abandoned ghost town, and when they brought the buildings over, that what it was just connected to the building, it just came with it.
Yeah, it attached itself to the building.
But in the end, it's not the TV show, and there's not really anything bad and demonic. And everybody should go to Gunslinger Gulch. Give them some love. Give them some business. Go have a nice weekend or a week out in the middle of nowhere. Live your cowboy fantasies. Get a new pair of cowboy boots and get them dirty.
Even better yet, go find the show, watch every episode, and you be the skeptic. You decide whether it's, real demonic, evil, or that there's nothing there. I put that challenge out there.
There we go, people. Straight from James. The king himself has spoken.
After this, I just might go back and watch the series over again.
Well, I do have to stay up all night for work, so I think I know what I might have to do tonight. Binge watch it till dawn.
Nice.
That's the bad part about working graveyard, man. I got to stay up all night.
Yes.
So anyways, everybody, so we've rambled on the last 20 minutes. I mean, Gunslinger Gulch, I got nothing bad to say about it. I want to go. It looks cool. I like cowboys. I like all the westerns.
Oh, it's on Prime.
It's on Prime, which means I can watch that on the Mega Quest VR headset and blow that thing up to an 80-foot by an 80-foot screen.
Nice.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful. By the way, our YouTube channels, our YouTube stuff on an 80 by 80-foot screen. Yeah.
Ooh.
I only did that one time.
I can honestly sit here and say I've never tried that. But it sounds amazing.
I look better in a smaller format. Me, 80 by 80 is not impressive.
Yeah. I'm even better with even smaller like this. Just keep the face right there. This body is not for viewing.
We have faces for radio, yes. But me, 80 by 80, you can tell when we haven't shaved.
Nice.
We feel like we need to call makeup in just to touch up everything. Oh my God, it's HD. Anyway, everybody, so we don't know what next week's going to bring. I know this was season 3, episode 17. We got 3 more to go in the season. We might take a week off in between. We'll figure that out as we go. We might videotape it ahead of time so that one won't be live. I don't know. Maybe we'll take the last 3 and we'll jump out of Montana and go hit up a local legend or something and talk about that one. I don't know. Leave your comments in the comment box on what you'd like us to see. Maybe we'll just do a grab bag, surprise bag.
Ooh.
Because, I mean, we did kind of give Montana like a month, and we took a week off because, well, we were laying in the dirt looking at things walking through the woods at us and cooing.
Yeah.
I still have all that footage to go through to see if it picked up. So,
Oh, hell.
but
No.
anyway, next Sunday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Do you remember your outro?
You know, speaking of that, I actually had to go back and watch it a little while ago, so I have it for this week.
All right. You got the outro.
All right, man. Let's keep your cryptids close and tight and hug them all night.
And that is us, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will catch you next weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.